So we just did a thing. We bought a new Jeep. We're not replacing Optimus. This is a new Jeep that we're adding to do some different adventures with. And if you're already a Patreon subscriber, you know all about this thing, but I'm going to tell you about it for those who don't. This is our new vehicle. Just got it about a week ago, and we kind of like it. But what is it? Let me show you. Well, that's right. We got us a Gladiator, and not just a Rubicon Gladiator. This is a limited edition Mopar edition. This is number 60 of 250 made, which means it has a handful of cool Mopar accessories on it that we'll go through, and I'll show you all about it. This is a 2024. We got it brand new. We were not planning on buying a Gladiator yet. We were going to wait till later in the year and then start building it like that. But the 25s are coming in. They're blowing out the 24s, massive discounts. And it just made more financial sense to get one now than to wait and get one later in the year and end up basically blowing off $20,000. So it was the right deal at the right time. Again, it is a Rubicon model in the gloss black. It's got some cool accent decals on it that you can see over there. From this side, you can see it has the Mopar step up rock sliders. So that's very cool. Let's go to the front and I'll show you some of the stuff there. In the front, we've got the front facing trail cam. We've got this OEM steel bumper with this cool triple loop bull bar on here, kind of like that. On the hood, again, we have that same type of decal with the topography map and a Jeep Performance Parts logo on there. We're kind of digging this black on black. It definitely looks sharp. Under the hood, 3.6 liter Pentastar engine, pretty standard, but it does have the Mopar cold air intake. I know, say what you will about the gains of whatever of a cold air intake. I've never ran one on anything but a sports car before. It does have the basic one. It doesn't have like the pipe coming out of the side or that. It's just the intake itself in here. But it does make for a very, very cool vroom vroom sound. Now, cool thing that this thing comes with is a Jeep toolkit. This is an 83-piece toolkit. It's got pretty much everything that you would need to work on the vehicle. Everything is branded with Jeep. Really love this super high quality bag that it's in. All the tools seem like they are top-notch quality. This bag alone sells for about $425. Now, normally I would just put together a toolkit for a new vehicle, but the fact that it comes with a toolkit is very, very cool. Now, let's take a look at the inside and see what we have in there. Front and back, we've got these super nice cat skin leather seats in black with the red trim. It comes with Lucas, the Wonder Dog. The center console is actually red. You can kind of see there. I've got this rugged ridge cover on it just for some extra protection from Lucas. It comes with the Mopar slush mats and sill guards all the way around. Inside, we've got like the leather trim, the leather steering wheel, the large display, and grab handles on all 4 doors. Being a Rubicon with the tow package, we get the auxiliary switches, front and rear lockers, Off-Road Plus, and electronic sway bar disconnect. Here in the back seat is, again, the cat skin leather seats. And if we pull open the back, down here, let's see if I can do this with one hand. We pull this out, and we have a wireless Bluetooth speaker. Kind of interesting. Not sure how often, if at all, that I'll ever use this. But when it's in here, it's automatically recharged. So some people think this is a super cool feature. We typically don't play music and stuff when we're at a campsite, but we'll see if this comes in handy at some point. But it was included, so there's that. In the back, we've got the standard bumper. We've got the tow package. Again, this decal that goes across the back and may be hard to see. I don't know if this will show up in the video because it's basically dark gray on black, but it is a topography map on here that I believe is supposed to be from the Rubicon Trail area. Got the tonneau cover on it and the spray-in bed liner. So why did we get a Gladiator? Well, Optimus is a fantastic trail vehicle. We absolutely love it. We have our trailer that is great for certain types of adventures that we do. It's really good as a base camp, like going to Moab, parking it somewhere, especially places where most people can't get to. We have a favorite camp spot that does require an off-road trailer to get to. So it's a great trailer for certain types of things. This is a better vehicle for longer overland trips. Not necessarily the hard technical stuff, but for stuff up to probably what Trails Off-Road would consider a 5, this can handle it quite nicely. With some upgrades, it can do even more. You know, it comes standard with the 33-inch Falcon tires on here. Of course, those will get upgraded at some point to some larger tires. What are we going to do in terms of a lift? Don't know yet. Maybe we'll do a lift, maybe we'll do portals. Undecided, but that's down the road. Phase 1 is bone stock, just like this, with some basic things that kind of fix some annoyances, I would say. I'm going to add a dead pedal. I'm going to add some storage, some things like that. A hitch skid for the back because of the longer wheelbase. So some basic things to get this up and running and make it more comfortable to be in. I'm going to do a handful of trips, just Lucas and I. In this, as it is, we'll ground tent. We'll go old-fashioned like a lot of people do. You don't need to go and get a $15,000 Alu-Cab camper to go overlanding. You can do it in a truck, and that's what we're going to do. Down the road, we'll add a cover and a rack, put a rooftop tent on there, and then maybe down the road, we'll look at some type of larger camper setup. But this is what we have right now. What I want from you guys, any guys who have Gladiators and have done some modifications to them, I could really use some tips in the comments on some things to do. I know one thing we're going to do fairly soon is going to be a rear seat delete, put a platform back there, get us some more storage, room for Lucas when Katarina is with me. That's a biggie. Very cool thing about this with the 115 volt power inverter is it's a 400 watt inverter. Unlike unlike our Wrangler, that's only 115, 110 watts, something like that. I could barely get 100 watts out of it. This is a 400 watt, so I can charge power stations in here pretty easily. However, there is no power in the bed. There's no USB ports. There's no 115 volt back there. And I'm looking for some options. Now, I know I can get the whole Mopar or Jeep kit, replace a piece of the dash, add a switch, add the plug, and that's great. But what that does is it shares the 400 watts. So that would, you know, if you're trying to charge 2 power stations at the same time, you got 200 and 200 for 400. You're not going to charge things very quickly. So anybody who has done some power to the bed besides the OEM stuff, love to hear from you. Get your ideas on what you did. I'm thinking maybe a 1,000 watt inverter with a dedicated plug back there, add some USB ports, make it a lot more functional in the bed. Also, what do you do for securing stuff back there? I know I'm going to have some tubs and things, but how do you secure stuff? Well, you know, in the cold like it is now, I'll need a diesel heater, I'll need fuel, I need things like that. What options do you like for securing stuff in the bed? I know there's a handful of options out there, the Tasmat and some other stuff I'm looking at. Let me know what you think. and what you did to solve some of the things on the Gladiator. So that's it. This is our new Gladiator. I'm super excited to have it. I'm really excited to go out on some trips with it, but need to do some little things. Need to solve the storage in the back, and we need to solve power in the bed to make this thing as functional as I want it to be. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like the truck. I'm excited for it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be safe out there, and we'll see you sometimes in our new Gladiator out on the trails.